Mr. Speaker. Sorry? Oh, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today I'd just like to talk about the Light Electorate Community Recovery Committee, which I helped facilitate back in May 2020. And the purpose of setting up this committee was to bring a whole range of people together and to set out a plan for economic and social recovery or strategy, and to act as an advocate to governments at all levels. The Light Electorate Community Recovery Committee comprised membership leaders from local government, business, education, health and community organisations all around the one table. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank those members who have sat on that committee from time to time, and I'll just quickly go through them so members of this House can get an understanding of the breadth and depth of that committee. There was Dr. Naomi Rutten, who was a general practitioner who specialises in mental health. There was Ethan White, a student who's from then Xavier College, a Year 12 student, and also very active in the community. Karen Brome, who is the Executive Officer of the Gawler Business Development Group. Catherine Crolling, who is the DES Employment Consultant at Job Prospects Gawler. There was Major Darren Cox from the Salvation Army. Barry Nayland, President of the Gawler Broadcasting Association. Liz Heavey from the Light Regional Council, which is involved in tourism development. Lorinda Bailey, Community Development Officer from the Light Regional Council. Danny Depula, Principal of St Patrick's Technical College. Andrew Cully, who's a Managing Partner at Deloitte's Private, and he provided good economic analysis and insights. Greg Patterson, the Executive Strategic Advisor from the City of Playford. David Barrett, Manager of Business Enterprise and Communications at the Town of Gawler. Darryl Matthews, a member of the Rotary Club of Gawler Light. Matt Clemo, who's Deputy Chair of the Committee for Adelaide. Angie Michaels, the Principal from Gawler District College. Michael Holmes, the Principal of Trinity College Senior. And Leah Blankendow, who is Regional Development with RDA Brossa, specialising in the creative arts. And Simon Carpenter, who is the Vice President of the Brossa Light and Gawler Football Association. As you can see, Mr. Speaker, the idea is to bring together a whole range of people to see what we could do as a community to help the community of Gawler to recover from the pandemic, but also the changing circumstances in our local economy and community as a result of the pandemic. Mr. Speaker, I'd just like now to bring to the House's attention just some of the matters which we discussed and some of the resourcing issues and constraints which this committee identified which need to be addressed. In terms of education and training, the committee noted that the teachers who normally are really hard working had even more work to do during the pandemic in trying to actually teach young people, in many cases online, but also at cases when they had to actually have some students both in school and at home. So certainly the teachers have had a hard time and would require some ongoing support and professional development to assist them. Mr. Speaker, in terms of local small businesses, some of the issues which were raised was that one of the things which the pandemic accelerated to some extent was the online sales. Certainly online sales increased during that time, and what the small business people were telling us that they actually need to better understand how they can actually make their own businesses, small businesses, more digitally friendly. In other words, in sales actually not face-to-face, but also online. And there's an important role for government and other organisations to provide those small businesses with the training and support to help their businesses evolve into more the online marketing area. Mr. Speaker, in terms of health, what the pandemic showed was sadly the utter chaos in our health system, and particularly when it comes to ambulance ramping, and that was mentioned on a number of occasions. And what Dr. Naomi Rutten also identified is that the mental health issues which have come from this pandemic actually will have a long tail, and we need to be ready to make sure we have the necessary professionals to undertake that work. In agricultural, food and wine, need to prepare more proposals on how to better need to work out how we can actually better sell and market our green products. In terms of other infrastructure, obviously the need for duplication of Curtis Road came high on the list in terms of infrastructure for our community. And in terms of the Gawler River Northern northern floodway. Works need to be done to protect our Virginia market gardens. Mr Deputy Speaker, what this pandemic has shown is that also we need to support our volunteers so that